Hello everyone, I'm Rosphere, and in this video we're going to talk about the World First Race and OTK, or One True King, the new gaming organization that Asmongold, S-Fan, and Rich and all them came out with just recently, right before the World First Race. And I'm going to start off with talking about the World First Race because it's been something that I've been focused on basically since Cataclysm, and I haven't really been able to take part in it, but watching it, and just even before they started streaming the kills and things like that, it was really fun to check back like constantly. Oh, did they kill this boss? Did they kill this boss? Who's in the lead? You know, just constantly following it through WoW progress and things like that has been something that I've been really interested in and enjoyed. Like I said, even before they started streaming, just following Warcraft logs and or not Warcraft logs, sorry, WoW progress, following WoW progress and all this stuff, tracking, you know, who's in the lead and stuff like that, even before they started streaming it. But with that being said, it was really cool to see BDGG, which I think is Big Dumb Guild. I don't really know where the second G comes from, but either way, Big Dumb Guild, BDGG is, I believe, what it is, taking some world first kills. They didn't take, obviously that many of them, but they picked up 3 of them, which is really impressive, even though they're the earlier ones. And with the split sides in Castle Nathria, there was definitely no way that one guild was going to sweep all of them, just simply because there was multiple directions to go. Some guilds were going to pick up some down one side that the other ones weren't. It was just how it was going to happen. And we saw Lazarus Imperative come out of nowhere. I believe is a new guild or newer guild with what's his name, Rignaros, from back in the day. I remember watching Rignaros back in MoP in Blood Legion. Yeah, that was fun. He's known for his legendary rages. I don't know if he is continuing with that, but I'm pretty sure Hungering Destroyer was taken by Lazarus Imperative, and that is Rignaros' new guild. I don't know what his role is there other than just being a tank, because I'm pretty sure that he's always going to be a tank. But yeah, other than that, it was pretty cool to see them come back, and or at least see Rignaros come back. Hoping to see some cool things from them in the future. Maybe be a contender along with BDGG to start pushing complexity limit, because right now, with the issues that Method has had, and we all know about what happened there, with the issues that Method has had, Method is basically done. I don't expect to see them come back. I don't really care if they come back. Honestly, I could be totally fine if they didn't. Not really interested in watching them anymore. But yeah, it's one of those things. Even it only takes one person to destroy a guild, and Method is the perfect example of that, where even the best guild in the world for the longest time, probably the most consistent, always going to be there kind of guild, can be destroyed by just one person. And that goes for every single guild. If you have somebody in your guild who doesn't fit in, isn't quite, how do I put it? They may be a really good player, but they don't fit. They don't gel with your current community. You need to get rid of that person. And that goes for every guild, from the Method, literally the best guild in the world, to somebody who can't even get four bosses down in normal. Like you can't have those people in your guild. You need to get rid of them. You need to make sure you get them out. And they may just be really annoying to have around. They may not be doing what Method Josh was doing, but you can't keep those people around, because they'll destroy your guild. And it may not happen tomorrow. It may not happen next week, but it will happen. So just get rid of them. They're not worth having around. So yeah, back to the World First Race. BDGG took Sun King Salvation as well, which I was kind of surprised by. I kind of expected Complexity Limit to take that one, just because they were getting really close around the same time that BDGG was, and BDGG is kind of newer. Limit's not. They put a lot more preparation to it, so I assumed that Limit would probably start taking over at this point during Sun King Salvation, but they didn't, and they ended up getting Artificer and the rest of them first. So Artificer, Zymox, Limit took that one. They took Lady Enerva, which I almost kind of expected Lazarus Imperative to take Lady Enerva because they were the only guild that was able to work on that one for quite a while. And I was just honestly kind of surprised that Lazarus Imperative didn't get it, because immediately after downing Hungering Destroyer, they went up to start working on Enerva. I don't know what they did after that, but they may have decided to go to Sun King, and that Enerva was too hard. But yeah, no, I kind of expected them to take Enerva because they were the only ones working on it for a little while, and they just didn't. So Limit got that one too. They got Blood Council, Sludge Fist, which is a crazy fight, and it's even crazier on Mythic. Even on normal, especially week 1, it was way harder than what it should have been. It's still probably in normal, in my opinion. Sludge Fist might be the hardest fight in there. I don't know specifically, Heroic, they kind of feel all similar. Stone Legion and Sire Denathrius, they all feel kind of similar in difficulty to Sludge Fist, but I don't know about Mythic, obviously. I'm nowhere close to that. But either way, I think that it was a really well-balanced tier. It was really fun to watch this one. It's cool to see Limit doing so well, and again, hoping that some guilds like BDGG can pick it up. And I'm forgetting the name of the other guild already. I feel kind of bad. The other guild that is second to Limit. I know Pieces is like third. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. I'm hoping that some more other guilds, and I know BDGG is really looking to start pushing through this expansion for those world firsts and start taking more of them, put more hours into raiding, more preparation. I remember the interview that they did with OTK, talking about how they've learned a lot from this raid tier and how preparation works, certain things that they need to make sure that they're more prepared next time around, because they have the skilled players to take the world first. They've obviously demonstrated that. They have some really good players there, people that are really willing to put in the time and effort to get these world firsts. They just need the preparation to be behind that. And going into the second tier of Shadowlands, I think that they're really going to be pushing for that. They're recruiting a bunch of people currently, more, how do I put it? Not main raiders, because these big guilds, I don't know if everybody knows this, or not anybody, but I don't know if a lot of people know this, that these big guilds, they don't recruit just main raiders. They'll recruit alt raiders, specifically people that, not just alt raiders, but people that can help out with the organization, making sure that the raiders have everything they need, weak aura creation, all this other stuff. Like, there's a bunch of people behind that team that make sure that the actual raiding team can perform. It's very similar to a sports organization, like a football team or a basketball team, like a pro team. It's not just the team, the players out there. There's a whole organization behind them, coaches, people analyzing the other teams, analyzing footage, making sure that the team is healthy, taking care of their, how do I put it, nutrition, what do you call them, like sports doctors on the field, making sure that injuries are taken care of, things like that. There's a huge supporting team to the actual raid team, and BDGG is they don't really have that huge support structure in place quite yet. At least from what I heard, it sounded like they didn't. And they're looking to pick up some people to make sure that that's taken care of going into the next tier in Shadowlands, so that they can actually start pushing for those world firsts and maybe take the crown from Limit. Either way, it's really cool to see the United States actually taking the crown away from Europe for once. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little bit biased there because I'm American myself, but. With all that being said, congratulations to Limit, and we'll move on to talking about OTK. So I'm going to show some footage here of OTK and some of the things they did during their World First stream. It was really cool and interesting to watch. The only disappointment for me was I couldn't wake up at like 2 a.m. and check in on it because they weren't streaming. But you know, that you can't really ask a group of people to be streaming 24/7 for weeks on end, depending on how long the tier lasts until the world first is taken and so on. But yeah, the stream was really interesting and fun to watch. It's kind of cool to see an organization being run by gamers, for gamers, literally. And I hate saying that because people are like, oh, it's by gamers, for gamers. It's like, okay, it doesn't feel that way. Like, even with Method, it was, you know, gamers that created the Method organization, but it felt like it had a very strong corporate structure in place. And because it was run like a corporation, at least on the face of it, I should say, it was looked like it was run by a corporation. It felt fake. Now, with OTK, and you looking at how Asmongold and Esfand and Tips Out and Mizkif and Rich and all these guys are running their organization, at least on the face of it, what we see as the consumer, it looks like a group of gamers that got together and be like, hey, this would be fun, let's do it. And they're just goofing around, having fun with it while presenting the world first race. It didn't feel like, you know, oh, I'm watching ESPN. There wasn't like a professional desk. It didn't have like this huge setup of like professional casters and things like that. Like they have Rich, obviously, but they didn't have a huge cast of like professional casters to take care of all this stuff. It was like, it felt more like I was watching a Super Bowl party, right? Where I was watching them have their Super Bowl party, and they were watching the Super Bowl, and we were kind of watching it together. And then when there was really nothing going on, they had like little things going on where they did science experiments, and they had animals in and all this other stuff. It's honestly, it was kind of dumb, but it was like a little like halftime show kind of thing that randomly would happen during the stream. They did a bunch of other stuff, and I think that OTK running things this way is really important for the WoW community, and it feels really good to see stuff like that happen because it's things that we need within WoW. The developers for World of Warcraft, I don't know, like for the longest time, basically I would say since Cataclysm, the devs are not what's keeping WoW alive. It's the community. The community that was built up forever before in early World of Warcraft is so strong that it's literally the glue that's been holding the game together forever through even the worst expansions like Warlords of Draenor and BFA. Like, people play the game for the community still, and seeing things like this continue to boost the community and the strength of the community mean that the game's going to continue to exist even if it's died 10 times in a row. Like, every expansion is just another death stroke, and it's like, nope, the community's like, nah, we still love the game, we're going to keep playing it. It doesn't really, it feels really good to see that, because you know the game's not going anywhere, and it's just going to keep getting bigger, whether the devs like it or not. So, yeah, no, it was really cool to see OTK do this kind of thing. I'm bringing them up specifically because they're new, and honestly, they're, like I said, they're doing something really great for the community, and it doesn't feel like a corporate structured thing. It feels like it was literally just gamers hanging out, watching the Super Bowl of gaming for, you know, for their game, and it was fun to take part in that, and, you know, watch their stream, and it was really well done, even though it was in some places super low quality and felt kind of jank. But other than that, yeah, it was good. I really enjoy it. I approve. OTK is great. And yeah, with all that, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.